The sheet of paper on the wall is A4. This rectangle that I drew here, which was done with a pencil because it doesn't matter, it was going to be covered up, is also A4. So this is identical in size. So what I want to do now is I want to find out where, say, that point is. It's an important one. Then I would like to find out where this point is. So far it's an estimate. Okay. And then I would like to find out, if I can, where this point is. This point, maybe a little bit lower. Let's rub it away. There, I think. Okay. Then the direction in which this walks up. So I'm going to take a risk on this line. The good thing to remember when you're working with charcoal is to work with a longish stick of charcoal. Long is good. Okay, and I'm going to try and draw that line. What I do with my charcoal is I line it up there like that, on that line. And then I bring it across here at the same angle, and then I lower it, so it's still at the same angle. And then I lower it onto the paper, or the canvas in my case, and draw along the line of the stick of charcoal. It's very similar, if not identical, to drawing with a ruler. So I'll do it again. Get the angle there, bring the angle across, bring the angle down. It still seems okay, but I think it's made more downwards. And across, bring it here, start a little bit higher, and draw along the body of the charcoal, like that. I'm not sure if I'm on my mark. Yeah, I am on my mark. My mark was there. Yeah, okay. So that's good. Now this line can come quite a bit longer to the middle of the sheet of paper and a fraction there. And from that point, it'll do a slight dink. It'll come like that, then like that, then bend a bit and join with the long line. Any mistakes that we make at this stage, we can just wipe away nicely. There's a funny bend there that I don't particularly enjoy. I'd like this to be dead straight. There's nothing that stops us from using a ruler for these lines, or just a straight edge. For example, this one. I can use it if I want to. It's just lying right next to me, so it's handy. Okay, there. I think I'll be in the right spot. And draw it like that. Okay, so that's drawn with charcoal. It's a little bit blacker than what I want, but not too much blacker than what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, just with a handkerchief, I'm going to just dust it. 2, 3, 4. Dark spot there. Okay, fine. Then I'll try and find that angle down there to that spot. I think that spot is more here. That spot is more here, which means that that spot is more across. So measure it like that and that there. So like that. Now that one worked quite well, but I think more vertical. Oh. I'm having a small problem. Small problems are good problems. Damn! I'm having a small problem with getting this nice and straight. Okay, that's straight. Okay, so that's good. And that looks just about right to me. So this can get dusted a little bit as well. And then if I had a long ruler, longer than this one that I've got here, it would be very handy to follow this line all the way down. Now from this, I seem to think that this point here should be closer to this edge, about that far. About that far, no, less there. I can even measure it there if I wanted to, but I think that's better. So there's a slight kink in this line, after which it comes like this. Now a ruler would be really, 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 really handy here. And I know that I've got one very close to me. It's very hard to tell. I think that mark that I made there is too close to the edge. This one that I made there is too far from the edge. I think I need to aim for a mark around about there. But first I'll try and draw this line. Try and draw it straight down to that mark. If I can, now you see it's difficult because I have to lift my knuckles away from the canvas. That's much better in between that and that. I think that is correct. There's no real way of knowing. And I'm not sure that the kink here is enough. That one shouldn't be going more like that. It's a very good thing to measure the angle like that. Hold it on the angle. Keep it on the angle, lower it and bring it across. And then check on the angle. Yeah, it's much better. Much better like this. Okay. So that I would say. Now let me check on this angle. Hold it there. And bring it across without losing it. And yeah. Miracles never cease, it looks perfect. So that is the correct one. And now I've got that slight divergence. That happens there. Now this would be so much better. If I go from that point, oh, it's going to be difficult with this deep shadow that I've got here. Better turn it around, get the shadow away from me. And I want to work from that point to this point. Now the charcoal's fat, which is a nuisance. There. A little bit too black. For this one I haven't used a ruler, that's okay. Right, so with this bit of information, I can start to paint, basically. I can paint with charcoal. Not necessary. This shadow, pale shadow, goes right across into the corner. It's clearly too dark. Nearly right here. And this stays dark into this corner. Right into this corner. So we can do that. And it's a little bit darker here, coming into that dink there, which I can draw a little bit clearer. It's going away from me. And then this can stay dark there. Okay, now with the putty roller, I can start cleaning up a little bit. There's very little shadow here. There is shadow here. But if I indicate it as lightly as this, it'll probably give me enough information. Very little shadow here. Hardly any shadow here. And then from the corner it deepens. And now what I can do is I can fix the whole lot with fixative, and I'll have a good indication for my painting as I go into this from this drawing. But I think it's a little bit too dark. Don't mind the darkness there so much, but I do mind the darkness here, so I'm going to knock it back a little bit here, and there, and a little bit there. This charcoal should not show through the paint at the end. So okay, I'm happy with that. Now even that dark line, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some spray fixative on this, on the whole thing. Knock that down a bit there. There. Too much. Too much knock away. Do that again. Do that again. And my line is that one. I want to go back and get it strengthened. See, that's the best looking line at the moment. So strengthen this line a little bit there, from there to there. Like away with it. This is the thickness of the charcoal. You can sharpen charcoal. Sharpen charcoal by doing this on paper. It will come to a nice sharp point. Okay. This is too dark, the line. Dab, 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 dab. That's not good enough. No, come on. Come into the corner. Like that, into the corner. And here, come out of the corner. Like that. It should be with one line with a bend in it. Okay. Now I can fix it, and I can put clips on here for when I start painting. So I won't do that now. I can fix it. That's the first step now. Put dark there, dark there. You can dab with your fingertip like that, and get it nice. But you want it very faint, you know, because you're going to start going over. Directly afterwards, we're going to paint the paper. We will not try to paint the lettering yet. I can mark where the lettering should go, just like that. Like that. Well, I think it should go, just like that. And include the B and the L. And the L. It looks like it should be from about there to about there. So closer to this side and further from that side. And again, we can dust it down a bit. And spray it lightly over the whole surface. Lightly.